Alright, I'm back again with another video on the build of the 1978 Chevy Malibu Coupe. Whatever. That's where the list ends at. But yeah, back with another video on that car. The build is almost done. I was waiting on brakes to come in, so they finally came in today. Let me head back here and show you all that. So I think that's the only thing that was keeping me from driving this car. I think it's just the brakes. Hopefully I say that with great caution, because it's an old car, and as I'm going, I'm definitely running into more problems than I anticipated. So here's what we're gonna do today. We got these are the caps for the you know, let me get that out the frame. I got my address on it. But yeah, these are the caps for the hubs or the rotors or whatever they call it, the cap, whatever. Hardware for the rear drums. That's a headlight switch. We gotta do that today too. These are bearings, front end or inner and outer. 2 calipers. We got brake pads. We got wheel cylinders for the rear. On these old cars, they the bleeder screw will rust inside the wheel cylinder. You try to crack it open to bleed the brakes, they break off. So that's what happened on this car. So that's why I ordered these. I got to replace those too. Wish I didn't, because that means I got to get back under the car, my favorite part. And we got shoes. We got shoes for the rear. Oh, and last, rotors. We got rotors for the front. So in the last video, before I even made the last video, I wasn't even recording at the time. I took the car to the exhaust shop. The wheel popped off. That was a whole little fiasco. The brake line, I guess at that point, broke too. So I just went ahead and said, forget it. I'm gonna just order everything, replace everything while I'm before I even put it on the road, so I don't have to worry about any guesswork and breaking down. That's one thing I hate when I'm building and driving these old cars. I can't stand being broke down on the side of the road. I will sell a car if it leaves me stranded one too many times. So yeah, we got this, we gotta do this, and I think that's it. Let me show you all what happened on this side. So there's no brake pressure right now. There's no fluid, I don't think, in the container. What ended up happening was when the when the wheel popped off, the brake line right there broke. And you see how stretched out it looks? Seems like it wasn't long enough to begin with, but yeah, it broke. So that was leaking. That's where the little spot right here came from. This is the cap I was talking about. We got those too. So yeah, everything's gonna be replaced. Rotors, calipers, pads, brake hoses, and then same thing pretty much in the rear. And then hopefully I can find a buddy to come over here and help me bleed the brakes, you know. But for right now, let's get into taking these wheels off and get in there and start replacing stuff. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking right now. I got some S10 drop spindles over there, and at this point, you got upper ball joint, lower ball joint tie rod in. I take those off, put the S10 drop spindles on. That'll lower the front of the car a little bit. I'm really considering, should I do that right now, or should I just hurry up and get this done so we can hopefully, fingers crossed, get on the road you know, later this evening or whatever. And I'm right here, but I think that's the smartest choice. I think it's smarter to just go ahead, slap all the new stuff on, and eventually I can get back in here and take this stuff apart again and put the draw spindles on, because it definitely needs that 2-inch drop. It's like exactly 2 inches too high. So yeah, everything is off. Gotta get that caliper off, hose off, and then on to the next side. Alright, I'm back from the parts store. I got the bearings. I got the well, I had the bearings already. I got the grease for the bearings. I got some brake parts cleaner and I don't know, whatever else I needed. But yeah, so we gotta pack these with grease, throw these in the new rotors, throw that on, and then we just got pads, caliper, and that's it. I'm gonna do the back brakes also before we get to bleeding. So we'll finish that up, move to the back, and then bleed the brakes, and we should, I ain't gonna jinx it, but we should be able to go on the test drive. Oh, I might have lied because we still ain't got no lights, we still ain't got no brake lights, but I did get the headlight switch in the mail with all these parts, so hopefully that was the issue. Hopefully I can plug that up and all the lights work, but yeah, you know. Got the front rotors, caliper. I can't spin the tire. Well, yeah, front rotors, caliper, brake line. Can you see it? No, probably not. Yeah, but all that stuff is in the front. And look at that meat. These are nice, man. I wish they were street legal. But yeah. Now we on to the back, the hard part. I hate drum brakes. Like, I couldn't explain with words how much I hate drum brakes. And the worst part about it is I gotta replace these wheel cylinders. I don't even remember how to, it's been so long since I worked on a G-body or drum brakes, period. Like, I don't even remember how to replace that the cylinder. I think it's just a bolt on the back side, hopefully, but I don't know. We'll see. Look at all these old parts that came off. That's all the rotors, the drum, the pads, the calipers, the bearings, all that rusty stuff. Even the old hard lines that were all rusted out that I had to replace. Definitely, man, when you're building these old cars, like, that's something you can't even, trust me, you can't even like skip over that. You just gotta do it. But being honest, I drove this car all, I think last year was when I was driving this car, man. I drove this car the whole year, or at least like the summer, with no rear brakes. The rear brake line was rusted, I think. I just capped it off or something and literally just drove it all summer with no rear brakes. But it was a few times where I wished I had rear brakes because I had a couple close calls. But yeah, let's get this thing cleaned up and get going on that test drive.